broke the camera already.
About 20 seconds. Have a great show.
Good evening and welcome to Red Barn Radio. I'm Brad Becker. This is Red Barn Radio's 18th broadcast season, and this is Red Barn Radio's 670th live concert performance. Tonight, Red Barn Radio presents Ronn Crowder and Skeets Pennington. Ronn was born in Memphis, Tennessee, in a family of musicians. He's been a featured performer at the first 5 Memphis and May music festivals, and over the years has shared the stage with national artists too numerous to mention. We'll talk to Ronn and Skeets in detail this evening, so don't go away. Welcome Ronn Crowder, and Skeets Pennington to the Red Barn stage.
Thank you. Here's a tune about Memphis. Blues is medicine for your soul, Lord, and it helps you feel better. Mama, blues can help you too, if you will only let her. Went for a walk on Beale Street, down by Jerry Lee's. I was looking for BB's music note, but what I saw was a surprise to me. There I was in the home of the blues, a place of joy to me. Yes, and looking at the people's faces, I was so surprised to see nobody was a smiling, nobody was laughing, nobody was having fun, none that I could see. Nobody was a smiling, nobody was laughing. An enigma down on Beale Street, a bona fide mystery. And so I went into this little bar across from B.B. King's. Yeah, the band started laying down the Memphis blues. I noticed an amazing thing, and they were throwing down a backbeat groove. The folks was dancing in their seats. Yes, and looking at the people's faces, and I was so amazed to see everybody was a smiling, and everybody was laughing, everybody was having fun, as far as I could see. Everybody was a smiling, everybody kept on laughing. Yeah, we listened to the music till 2:45. kept on laughing. They forgot about their worries. Yeah, they left them out in the street. Everybody was a smiling. Everybody kept on laughing. Yeah, we listened to the music till 2:45. Yes, we listened to the music till 2:45. Thank you.
Good evening, and welcome to Red Barn Radio. Wherever in the world you're listening, welcome to the music of Kentucky. WEKU is Red Barn Radio's official radio partner, serving Central and Eastern Kentucky. Listen online at weku.fm. Red Barn Radio is supported by Visit Lex, Lexington, Kentucky's Convention and Visitors Bureau. More information on what Lexington has to offer is at visitlex.com. Lex Arts, Lexington, Kentucky's Arts Council, creating a great American city inspired by the arts. Chef Greg Scott and Broussard's Delta Kitchen, featuring authentic flavors of New Orleans and the Mississippi Delta, and live music every weekend. On Main Street in historic Georgetown, Kentucky, Broussard's is on Facebook. Listen locally, working in concert with people to embrace opportunities, listen locally, and engage in shared experiences, including music, theater, poetry, dialogue, and conversation. More on Facebook, Instagram, and listenlocally.net. Griffin Gate Resort and Spa, a luxury spa located in the Marriott in Lexington, Kentucky. The Griffin Gate Marriott Resort and Spa is the ideal choice for your next visit to Lexington, Kentucky. And Accuprint, providing printing, design, and fulfillment. Online at accuprint.us. Follow Red Barn Radio on Twitter, and hopefully like us on Facebook. Now here again is the host of Red Barn Radio to tell you more about tonight's performance.
Welcome one and all. On the Red Barn stage tonight is Ronn Crowder and Skeets Pennington. Ronn Crowder comes by his bluesy Memphis style naturally, having been born and raised in the home of the blues. Ron, we're really glad to have you back on our program with us. Nice to see you again. Let's get back to some music. Welcome back, Ronn Crowder and Skeets Pennington.
Thank you. This one here is called, what's it called? Down So Long. I've been down so long. I've been down so long. I just don't know which way is home. I've been down so long. Got that woman on my mind. Got that woman on my mind. Good looking woman, mighty hard to find. Got that woman on my mind. No sun won't shine, the sun won't shine when you're alone. Sun won't shine, sun won't shine, sun won't shine when you're alone. Yes, and it's been dark since she's been gone. Sun won't shine when you're alone, but that's all right. sing away my blues when I sing this song. Sing away my blues when I sing this song. When I sing my blues, Lord, I can get along. Whoa, yeah. Sing away my blues when I sing this song. I've been down so long. I've been down so long. Yes, and I can see a brand new dawn. Whoa, 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 whoa. 'Cause I've been down for so very, very, very long. Thank you. Skeets Pennington on the trumpet. I went on, Michael Jonathan has a show. Can we talk about Michael Jonathan's show? It's called Wood Songs, and he had me backing him up on the harmonica, right? And I was holding the harmonica upside down. Yeah, had to stand on my head to play it. But we did take two because I blew it. So now I got to watch it, and make sure I got the harp in the right position, This is called Back to the Blues. Saw my friend just the other day. He said his woman had gone away. There was nothing that I could say except take it on back to the blues. It's as sad as it can be. Don't want you, you don't love me. If I let there be 103, gonna take it on back to the blues. Going back to the blues. Going back to the blues. Lord, it ain't no use. Got the blues in my shoes. Going back to the blues. On the corner with my head in my hand. And all the people, they don't understand. Got to make myself a better plan. Take it on back to the blues. I got the feeling it ain't no use. Nothing I try gonna make things improve. Nowhere to go, I got nothing to lose. Gonna take it on back to the blues. Going back to the blues. Going back to the blues. If it ain't no use, I got the blues in my shoes. I'm going back, I'm going back. I'm going back to the blues. Back to the blues. Going back to the blues. And it ain't no use. Got the blues in my shoes. I'm going back to the blues. Thank you. You've also got to get the right harmonica. There's different keys for different songs. This next tune is kind of a sad memory for us because Skeets and I are in a band called RC and the Nightshades. Hey, Charles. And anyway, one of the founding members of the band, unfortunately, passed on. And he took a while. He played with us for almost 2 years before he died. Jay Flippin, you might have heard of him. And he was a master musician, just one of the finest that ever lived. Anyway, we were joking around during rehearsal one day, and somebody said, well, I guess I'm just snake bit, you know. And Jay said, yeah, that sounds like me, you know. And he laughed, you know, he made light of it. And so anyway, we decided to write a song about it because everybody has to face up, you know, at one time or another. Nobody's ever ready to die. Everybody wants to live forever. Stay on top, continue to fly, even when you run into stormy weather. But sometimes you get snake bit, and you need to understand. When you get dealt those aces and eights, go ahead and play your hand. No, there ain't no running away. Got to take your lumps as you get them. Stay on top till the very last day. That's the only way to feel better. Yes, sometimes you get snake bit, and you need to understand. When you find yourself at the end of the race, that's when a new one began. Yes, sometimes you get snake bit, and there's nothing you can do. When you come face to face with a snake, it might be a biting on you. I ain't gonna be afraid of the dark. Everybody's swimming in the ocean with sharks. Got to take your chances and live your life and get yourself a piece of the pie. 'Cause sometimes you get snake bit, and you need to understand when you get dealt those aces and eights, go ahead and play your hand. Thank you. Did I move that mic? Okay. This here's called the Song for the Unknown Poet. Excuse me, but it's out of tune. I got to tune up. That'll work. Here's a song for the unknown poet. He's a rose by another name. His heart is pure, his verses, they are true. He'll never get no acclaim. And don't despair when the world ignores you. For your meaning, it may reach a few. And though you cry, you're never gonna die. Your verse will outlive you. Yes, maybe in some future moment, some future soul may find a spark of truth, maybe just a flash of youth. Why, you just might turn their mind. So here's a song for the unknown poet. She's a rose by another name. Her heart is pure, her verses, they are true. He'll never get no acclaim. I said that she'll never get no acclaim. Don't you know that they'll never get no acclaim? I said that they'll never get your acclaim. Thank you.
Hey, folks, if you're just joining us this evening, Ron Crowder is our guest on Red Barn Radio tonight. He's joined on the stage with his good old friend Skeets Pennington, who has played already 3 or 4 different instruments. He could play a different instrument on every song if there were 15 or 20 songs. Ron has been performing extensively in Lexington and in this region for years, I guess since 1994-ish. and he certainly mentored more than a few musicians around and about town. Ronn was presented with a Lifetime Achievement Award in 2018 for his extensive accomplishments. And for those of you listening from afar, you'll find out lots about Ronn online. And if you happen to live nearby, Lexington, Kentucky, you can see Ronn perform routinely with his band RC and the Nightshades at several venues. Ronn, it's great to have you here, and you guys sound as good as ever.
Thank you.
Really sweet. Skeets. Forgot how beautiful your sax playing is. Just great. You were born in Memphis, Ronn,
Right.
and into a family of musicians. Talk to us about your family.
Well, my grandfather, his name was J.B. Maxey, and he owned the first radio station in Atlanta, Georgia, and got a clipping from the Atlanta Journal with him sitting in front of a wall of tubes, and he's playing the harmonica on one of these contraptions, and so the caption says he's the first harmonica player to play live on the radio. So cool. That's my granddaddy. And I've got several other relatives who play music. My first cousin, Earl Cobble, was Bill Haley and the Comets drummer.
Ha.
I watched him on Ed Sullivan. So
How cool.
anyway, lots of musicians in our family.
Well, that's pretty good for starters, I'd say.
Good, solid beginning.
Yeah, that's a good solid beginning. So, Ron, at what point in your life did you sort of become aware of that kind of family musical legacy, and wonder if you were destined to be part of it?
Well, my dad took me down to the barber shop. I remember when I was about 3 years old, and I would be singing Gene Autry songs, basically, and Roy Rogers. And the men would actually give me pennies and nickels to sing for them. So I figured right then I probably would be a musician. Looking back at it, you know. So I found out, hey, I can get money for this, you know. So but, you know, hey, to a little kid, you know, 15 cents is a big deal. You know?
Yeah.
So.
Is there a story to be told about how your family ended up in Memphis?
Well, no, we have a lot of relatives in Mississippi, and Memphis is, there's a saying down there, Memphis is the largest town in North Mississippi. And that's about right, because half the people there came from Mississippi, you know, and so they kind of migrated from the farms to the city, you know. My dad got a job during World War II. He was working at Firestone making tires, and he couldn't get in the Army because he had a hole in his eardrum, and they wouldn't take him. But so he was doing factory work, and my mom worked too. So it was all like the newfangled city life, you know. So
And so you went through your high school years there then
Right,
as well.
right.
And were you doing music in high school already?
I was in the vocal choir at church and also in high school, but I didn't play any instruments till after I was out of school.
Never played the harmonica then
No.
until later on?
No, that's true.
Huh.
I picked up the guitar first, and then I was in the band, and the bass player kept not showing up, and the band would break up, and I wanted to play music, so I wanted to do a single act, and I had the guitar, was sort of, you know, halfway a good guitar player back then, and hadn't progressed much since then, but I had to pick up a lead instrument because doing a single act, you got to have something, you know, to lead instrument. So I did the harmonica.
And then you had to learn to play it standing on your head too, which is
Right.
something a lot of harmonica players don't do.
Well, I taught myself how to play the harp because I had a Volkswagen bus with no radio in it. So I bought me one of these racks, and I was driving down the road playing the harp, you know. One time I remember I picked up a hitchhiker, And he lasted about 3 blocks. And he says, let me out of here.
Well,
It was that bad.
well,
It was
imagine
that
if you'd played the banjo, it would have only been 1 block. You could have gotten rid of him a
or
lot
the
earlier.
accordion. You know?
And so what about your earliest jobs that you can remember in music? Were you already knocking around places where music was the thing when you were, say, a late teenager? in
Yeah,
high school?
when we had a little band together, it was called the Banditos. And the first job we ever played was we opened up a fast food hamburger joint. We played on the parking lot at the fast food joint, and it was quite an affair, let me tell you.
Oh, I no doubt.
Yeah.
And so the band, how long did the Banditos last? This was high school?
No, this was shortly after high school. I did a hitch in the Marine Corps, so it was a little more than that. But after high school, I went in the Marines, and then
Yeah.
I got back, and we had this band. So I guess I was about 20 years old at the time.
Okay.
21 maybe.
And then did I understand correctly that you did some work in some of the studios and maybe at Sun Studios? Did you do anything over there?
Yeah, the very first recording I ever made went down, and Jerry Phillips, who was Sam Phillips' son, was kind enough to give us an audience, and he listened to our little tape that we'd made, and he said, well, come on in here, let's record that, you know, and we set up a session, and we did it in Phillips Studios, and you know, from that I got more experience as I went along, and wound up doing session work in several of the studios around town.
Well, that's holy ground there. That's a mighty auspicious beginning for a recording career.
Well, you know, I didn't ever play on no hit records, though, but I got to meet several of the big-time sidemen, and like Steve Cropper and Reggie Young and those kind of guys, you know. But you know, Steve Cropper was just a total gentleman.
And he's Steve Cropper, for the two of you out there who don't know who that is, he was the lead guitar player for the Stax house band, and then
Right.
Booker T,
Booker T and
and then all the other bands he
Did the signature lick on Sam and David.
play it.
Something like that.
Yeah, right. That's the thing about that. That's the thing about those great licks, right? You only need to play the first 2 or 3 notes, and it's like,
Right.
yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well-
go on. Go on. Talk more about some of these people you met.
Well, I met Elvis 3 times.
That's crazy.
3
I
times,
only met him once, and you met him 3 times.
Well,
No, tell me about that.
He came out when I was just a little kid. When he first got started, he came out to our neighborhood because he wanted to have this neighbor of ours build a custom frame for a portrait of his mother, and it's still hanging in Graceland, I'm sure. It's like this oil painting of his mother. And he brought the painting with him, and like he pulled up in the guy's house was like 2 doors over from our house, and as soon as Elvis pulled up, like crowd. I mean, it was like
Yeah.
unbelievable. And he spent about 20 minutes there, and he went over, and there were about 10 of us kids standing there. I was about 12 years old, maybe.
Oh, come on, Ron.
And he went over to the kids and started talking to us. And he ignored the adults, but he went over and started talking to us kids, you know. He said, how's it going? Y'all playing baseball? You know, that kind of stuff. And just, he said, well, when you get old enough, he said, come on out to the fairgrounds, and I'll rent the fairgrounds, and and you guys can ride all the rides for free. And sure enough, he did that. He did it several times. In fact, when I got to be about 15, I went out and did that with him. That was the second. I rode a roller coaster with Elvis, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is that how his hair got that way?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Coming down the...
And then later on, I got a little older, and he was. I had a job working as an usher at the Low State Theater, and Elvis came in one night, and he had his posse with him. You know, there 15 or 20 of them, I guess.
So he's far beyond, at this point, this is...
Yeah,
he's
this
moving
was
up.
in after he was in the Army.
Okay.
He came back to the Memphis. He was dating Anita Wood, the Miss America.
Uh-huh.
And this is before he married Priscilla. And anyway, he came in, and they had like 6 or 7 ice chests. And he came over to me. I had my little usher suit on, you know. I was standing there by the velvet rope. And he says, son, we're going to take the balcony. And I said, okay, Elvis. Anything
Sure.
you want, you know. And he said, now don't you let nobody else come up here. And they marched up there and carried all them ice chests with them. I don't know what was in there.
Coke and
Yeah.
Pepsi.
Yeah.
Products.
Water, bottled water, yeah. They didn't have bottled water back then. We didn't have water back then, actually.
Oh, but tell the rest of it, but was there, so when you started playing music,
Yeah.
people threw pennies at you for singing when you sang?
Yeah, yeah.
And did Elvis,
Well, yeah, he tipped me that night. Yeah, he gave me $100 bill, C-note. Yeah. I'd never seen one before that. But
I still haven't, Ron. Hey, we've got Ron Crowder on Red Barn Radio tonight. He is here with his good buddy Skeets Pennington. We are so glad to have you guys on the show. A lot of fun talking to you. We're going to have more conversation in a little bit, but let's get back to some music. Welcome our guests back, folks.
Thank you. I spent a lot of time out in Los Angeles, unfortunately, and we moved out there, and after the fires and the riots and the earthquakes, we decided to come back to Kentucky. And well, here's a song I wrote while I was out there. It's called Hollywood. Hollywood's been good to me so far. I never wanted to be a movie star. To the folks back home, I'm a hero on the phone. But tonight, I'll be sleeping in the park. Yes, Hollywood's been good to me so far. Yeah, Hollywood's so far away from here. Mama cried, yeah, she wiped away her tears. Here's a train ticket home, and I'm close as a telephone. Oh, Hollywood's so far away from here. Well, you know, Mama, L.A. is a mighty fancy place. Sometimes I feel like a visitor from outer space. Though the rent is high, I think I'll get by. Though I know I'm just another face. Yeah, but Hollywood's been good to me so far. I never wanted to be a movie star. No, not me. To the folks back home, I'm a hero on the phone. But tonight, I'll be sleeping in the bar. Yes, Hollywood's been good to me so far. I'll play it, Skeets. I'll never ride that midnight flyer home. I cash my ticket in, yeah, the money's all gone, and I don't have a dime. Well, you know, the weather's fine, and I don't mind sleeping on this lawn. 'Cause Hollywood's been good to me so far. I never wanted to be a movie star, no, not me. And to the folks back home, I'm a hero on the phone. But tonight, I'll be sleeping in the park. Yes, Hollywood's been good to me so far. Yeah, Hollywood's been good to me so far. I said, Hollywood's been good to me so far. Thank you. Never mind. So we're going to do 3, right? This one here is it's called The Wheel. Walk those stifling city streets, and every day is read 'em and weep. Desperation will not sleep, and it's wasting you away. Yet you drag yourself back to it every day. And the only new beginning is when they cut your pay. But the wheel keeps turning round. Pretty soon it's upside down, and every smile once was a frown. Yeah, that age-old wheel keeps turning round. All not lost is just misplaced. Somewhere we can find our face. It looks just like the human race, but it has feet of clay. And you read it in the paper every day. Things keep getting worse. Yeah, the end is on its way, but the wheel keeps turning round. Pretty soon it's upside down, and every smile once was a frown. Yeah, that age-old wheel keeps turning around. Every day things keep getting worse. Lord, the end is on its way, but the wheel, oh, the wheel keep turning around, turning around. Pretty soon it's upside down. Every smile once was a frown. Yeah, that age-old wheel keeps turning round. Yeah, that age-old wheel keeps turning round. Oh, that age-old wheel keep turning round, round and round. Yeah, round, round and round. round, round and round. Thank you. This next song is a true story. This is called Broken Heart Blues. It's way past the point of salvation. It's too late to make a new start. I'm losing all of my motivation, 'cause I'm living with a broken heart. So I'm jumping into the fast lane, trying to get away from these blues. Racing to nowhere is insane, yet I got to do something, and it ain't no use, 'cause I'm living with a broken heart, feeling like a genuine fool, driving blind with a runaway mind. Taking the blame isn't smart, but I'm living with a broken heart. Go, man. Do it, yeah. I know that running won't change it. Set myself up from the start. My own fault, I can't rearrange it, so I'm living with my broken heart. Taking the low road to nowhere, driving alone in the dark. I'll bid you adieu, you won't see me no more. I'll be living with my broken heart. Yes, I'm living with a broken heart, feeling like a genuine fool, driving blind with a runaway mind. Taking the blame isn't smart, but I'm living with a broken heart. Yes, I'm living with a broken heart, feeling like a genuine fool, driving blind with a runaway mind. Taking the blame isn't smart, but I'm living with a broken heart. Yeah, taking the blame isn't smart, but I'm living with a broken heart. Thank you.
This portion of Red Barn Radio is brought to you by Chef Greg Scott and Broussard's Delta Kitchen, featuring authentic flavors of New Orleans and the Mississippi Delta, with live music every weekend on Main Street in historic Georgetown, Kentucky. Broussard's is also on Facebook. Listen locally, working in concert with people to embrace opportunities. Listen locally and engage in shared experiences, including music, theater, poetry, dialogue, and conversation. More on Facebook, Instagram, and listenlocally.net. The Griffin Gate Marriott Resort and Spa is a great place for your next visit to Lexington, Kentucky. AccuPrint, providing printing, design, and fulfillment, is online at accuprint.us. And now welcome to the second half of tonight's Red Barn Radio program. Red Barn Radio is coming to you live from the Arts Place Performance Hall here in the great city of Lexington, Kentucky. Let's welcome back, folks, Ronn Crowder and Skeets Pennington.
Thank you. While I was out in L.A., I got invited to play music at William Shatner's charity horse show. And like our band was, it was the Harp Country Band. That's the name of our album. We got some albums over here for sale for $10 if y'all want one. Anyway, all these songs that we're doing tonight are on the albums. William Shatner raises horses. He's got a farm out here in Versailles, in the Versailles area. And anyway, he raises quarter horses, and he all the mares he names them something Bell, B-E-L-L-E, Bell. And so I had this song, South Central Bell. It's about the phone company. And he named one of his horses after my song. So, anyway, that's what he said he was going to do. Anyway. She's a South Central Belle. Well, she thinks that time won't tell. She's gonna rob you blind, take your peace of mind. She's a South Central Belle. Early in the morning when you're trying to sleep, into your dreams she'll creep. In the afternoon you want to concentrate. She always interrupts, she ain't never late. She's a South Central Belle, and she thinks the time won't tell. Gonna rob you blind, take your peace of mind. She's a South Central Belle. No phone. Then on the highway, she's out of my mind, leaving that South Central woman behind. She's a South Central Belle. Yes, it thinks that time won't tell. She's gonna rob you blind, take your peace of mind. She's a South Central Belle. She's a South Central Belle. Yes, it thinks that time won't tell. You're gonna rob you blind, take your peace of mind. She's a South Central Belle. Here we go. This one here is called Reflex Action. It's a reflex action, loving you. I get satisfaction every time I do. It's a slow rotation coming through. It's a reflex action, loving you. I had a compound fracture of the heart, and loving was a sure cure from the start. There's my installation with your kiss. Let's have a confrontation. You know I can't resist. It's a reflex action, loving you. I get satisfaction every time I do. It's a slow rotation coming through. It's a reflex action, loving you. I had no obligation, had no home. I had no consolation, love was gone. You melt my insulation with your kiss. Let's have a confrontation, you know I can't resist. It's a reflex action, loving you. I get satisfaction every time I do. I get slow rotation coming through. It's a reflex action, loving you, yeah. It's a reflex action, loving you. I get satisfaction every time I do. It's a slow rotation coming through. It's a reflex action, loving you. It's a reflex action, loving you. I get satisfaction every time I do. It's a slow rotation coming through. It's a reflex action, loving you. Thank you. This next song is a blues song, like many of the songs I write. And this is actually the first blues song I ever wrote. Y'all excuse me a second here.
E flat.
Can't do blues out of tune. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have it backwards. Yeah, I know. My buddy Steve Newman, great guitar player down in Memphis, session guy. We were kidding around one day, and he says, I bet I could write a blues song with nothing but cliches. And I said, yeah, that sounds interesting. So he wrote one, and his was way better than mine, but this is my cliche blues song.
My favorite, by the way.
already used about 6 cliches. Took all my peaches, left me nothing but the trees. Took all my peaches, baby, left me nothing but the trees. Took all my honey, left me nothing but the bees. Yes, I'll tell you about that old queen bee. She used a mind to make a home, get that nest completed. She flies away and leave that drone. You just like that old queen bee, left me standing all alone. Tell you what now, baby, without you this house don't feel like no home. Drove off in my Cadillac car, left me in the desert with no shoes. Drove off in my Cadillac car, left me in the desert with no shoes. All I got left is your stinger, baby, and a bad case of honeybee blues. Hey, thank you.
Well, here's to the cliche. Nice. So why did you go to California in the first place?
Well, I just married my wife, Linda. We've been together now 43 years.
Oh, come on.
And we had just gotten married. We didn't have no kids at the time. And we just wanted to go on an adventure, so we did.
Huh.
You know, we just had a good time. Went out there, bought a house, had some kids, had an earthquake, Rodney King riots,
Yeah.
dust storms, mudslides. I was looking for locusts to come along anytime. You know.
Well, there weren't only plagues. There were some good things that happened too for you
Well, yeah,
professionally, right?
I actually I joined the California Country Music Association. And
Yeah. Tell us about that.
They had a contest similar to what we have here in Lexington with the Lexi Awards, only this was like a statewide thing, and I won the state championship for playing the harmonica in '92, and it was a on-stage competition with judges who were like industry noted people that are noted in the industry out there, and Bill Medley was one of the judges.
Huh.
You know, Righteous Brothers. You know, you never close your eyes. Yeah. And anyway, I played Shenandoah, and just had some of the guys that were in the Tonight Show band were backing the contestants up. So I just handed them a sheet that my friend Rosita had written, because I don't read music. But they played it note for note, and I just played my thing and won the darn contest. So, you know, Shenandoah.
So earthquake, windstorms, harmonica, championship. What about some other? So I kept seeing Bonnie Bramlett's name coming up. What's their connection with her, and how'd you meet her?
Actually, I met her through her husband at the time. His name was Danny Sheridan. He wrote a couple of the songs on my Memphis Town album. Oh. And she would come out. We had I was the host of a songwriters showcase. It was out in the Canyon Country, north end of the San Fernando Valley, and a lot of people would ride up to this place on horseback and tie up the horse and go in and get drunk, and they'd come out and they'd climb on the horse, and the horse would take them home because they knew the way.
So this was you and your wife. Your wife's name, I'm sorry again, is
Linda.
So you and Linda, were you the two of you hosting this?
No, she was working for the Federal Reserve. She was doing a regular job.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But,
proper
yeah,
work.
real job, yeah.
Right.
But
And so you were doing this like once a week?
yeah, on Sunday afternoon, and we had several big-time songwriters would come out, you know, and believe it or not, David Carradine came out once, and he could actually play. He could really play. He was pretty good.
What did he play?
Guitar.
Oh.
And in fact, he played Woody Guthrie in a movie. He played his own music in the movie.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and we had several other, you know, like, Delaney Bramlett, Bonnie's ex-husband.
Yeah, right.
He came out, and
Now is he passed?
I think he died about a year ago, or maybe not even that much long ago.
Oh, okay.
Not too long ago. Yeah.
Huh.
But Bonnie came out once, and we did Dixie Chicken, and you know, she sang on the original, the Little Feat version.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and so I got to sing Little Feat Dixie Chicken with Bonnie Bramlett. Yeah.
Well, she got some good gigs, didn't she? She had some nice opportunities, right? She was like what's she like? She was like the sister,
Delaney
the almond
and Bonnie
sister.
and friends. They had Eric Clapton
and
George Harrison.
Yeah, she had a pretty good run.
Yeah, it's not a bad band, huh?
You still in touch with her at all, or do you ever touch base with her anymore? Or
no, I've lost track of her since she got on the Roseanne show.
Oh.
She's still out there, I guess.
Well, we'll all look her up, folks. Get on your Googles. So let's talk a little bit. So, but you said ultimately, though, you were kind of glad to leave. Is it just because there was that horrible earthquake when?
Well,
that was 94, right?
Yeah, 94. We had 2 school-age boys. But one was middle school, and the other was in elementary and first or second grade. And so we just thought, you know, we should get back here, you know, where they'd have a better chance of getting a decent education and plus all the strife out there. We just You know, I'm glad we left, actually.
Yeah, right. Well, that was a tumultuous time, the years that you happened to be out there. And
Yeah.
but you said you came back to, you mean back to this region of the country. Did you at that point in time have any Lexington roots? Was Linda?
Well, Linda's family's from around here.
Gotcha. That brings us full circle then.
And I came up here to visit several times, and I like it up here. And I said, I don't want to go back to Memphis. Let's go to Kentucky, you know. She said, okay, that's fine with me. I like Kentucky, and so does she, you know. And so,
Damn, I'm glad you did, Ron.
me too. Hey, I'm a Yankee fan too.
Oh, all right. Well, we got to get together. We got to get together during the
Aaron
during the
Judge hung the
postseason.
moon, man.
Yeah, man. Hey, so let's talk a little bit of instruments, just because I don't want to lose the opportunity to do that. Now, Skeets doesn't have a microphone handy, so first of all, tell us how you met Skeets.
I was playing at the Chevy Chase Inn down here, right up the road here,
Yeah.
not too far.
Over there on Euclid.
Euclid and Tate's Creek, yeah. And Roger Bondurant had the regular gig there, and I would, he would get a good paying gig somewhere, and he'd call me to substitute for him.
Thanks, Roger.
And well, hey, I needed
Yeah.
the work back then. It was like we were new in town, and Roger took me under his wing. Let me tell you, he was really good to me. He introduced me around, and that's how I met Skeets, was through Roger
Oh, all right.
Bondurant, yeah. And we just kind of fell into playing with each other. I don't know exactly how it happened. It's magical.
Well, it's a good thing it did.
Yeah.
Yeah, anybody'd be lucky to play with Skeets. I mean, it's great that you met Bonnie and Shatner and all these people, but you met Skeets, which is
Well, let
ultimately
me tell you,
the most important thing.
Skeets has a lot of stories of his own. He's played with some of the biggies too, a lot of the biggies, and so I'll let him talk about that. But you know, playing with Skeets is comparable to meeting Elvis, as far as I'm concerned. I'm serious.
And I never did meet Elvis.
Skeets, did you want to tell us about some of the people you've played with now? Okay. All right, good. All right, he's shaking his head. All right, well, so I asked, we'll get Skeets on here for a solo show one night. He'll be the one-man band and bring all 30 of the different instruments he plays, and he can talk about all the people he's played with. Skeets, I'm really digging the Roland. That's a cool tool you got there. We won't be able to hear you unless you step up to the mic. If you don't want to be heard, you can stay right where you are, and I'll just blabber about it. Okay. I like that instrument because it's so. It does not sound very much like an accordion. No, I like that. It sounds like a Hammond. You know, like you have some different sounds coming out of that. That was very nicely done, like a pro.
It has over 400 voices on it. And-
Wow.
And I just are using one of the 8 organs that are
Oh, okay. And you've had that instrument for a while?
about a year.
Yeah, it's a cool
Tell
instrument.
you the truth is I got so old I couldn't carry those other ones. They're really heavy,
Yeah, I bet they are.
big reed,
Yeah.
and this one only weighs 14 pounds.
Well, yeah.
Plus, it's more versatile. too.
Yeah. Well, here I was just thinking that you were extra strong, but that's just extra light. Skeets, it's so good to have you on the show. Yeah, it's really good to see you. And I do want to talk more with you, and I'm going to get you to talk more the next time you're here. I want you to talk, Ron, a little bit about your guitar, because that's a rich sounding instrument, and I don't just off the bat
It's a
recognize
Taylor
it.
T5, and it's made out of the Hawaiian koa.
Ah, it's pretty.
And it makes me look good, don't it? Yeah.
You look good even without it, man. That hat makes you look good too.
But yeah, it's the top of their line electric guitar. It's a hybrid. It's got little tiny pickups they call piezo pickups in the neck, and then it's got the humbucker pickup like Gibson Les Paul has, and then it's got the strip in the bridge like an acoustic guitar has, and you throw the switch to get different settings or different sounds out of it, you know. And so I got it set like about right here on the, so it's picking up sort of acoustic with a little bit of fatness in there.
Yeah, right. I like that a lot.
You know.
It's a great sound. It's a great sound. People still just buy Honers when it comes to harmonicas. Is it going to be a Honer? Is that the only harmonica there is?
I quit using Honers. I
Is there a
played
story
Lee
there?
Oscars.
Oh.
Lee Oscar was the harp player in War, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Cisco Kid,
Oh, yeah.
he was a friend of mine.
Uh-huh.
And he manufactures harmonicas. He's got a company that does it, and I've been using his for 20 years or more. And I also, Fender has a cheap harp out now that's pretty darn good. And it's as good as the Honers. I hate to tell you, and it only costs $15. So I've been using some Fenders. I use some of the, I've got a few old Honers that sound really good.
Older ones better than the newer ones?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whole lot better.
The reed plate is thicker and it has better tone.
So people listening to the program who like harmonica might ask the question, can you get a good used harmonica?
No,
Right.
no, the ones I've got that are old, I've been playing for like 30 years.
Okay.
If you play them right, you can make them last, you know.
Yeah. Okay, guys on the show are going to kill me if I don't ask about the zombie movie. Can you please?
3 of the songs I've got on my Harp Country album, including the Honeybee Blues that we played earlier, Rob Zombie used in a movie called Devil Girl. Came out in 2009.
Sounds
And
like a very classy
it's-
film.
It's on Netflix. Well, I don't know how classy it is. They've got strippers. They've got a crazy clown that's running around doing crazy stuff, and there's drug use in the movie.
Okay, so it's not going to be a KET film.
No,
Then
no,
okay, I got you. Okay.
No. It's a typical Rob Zombie movie. I mean, you know,
Okay.
Now that you got it, but anyway, it's I can't tell you how crazy it is, but he used 3 of my songs, and I actually got paid for it, and
Yeah.
so I'm happy.
Well, all right. What the hell, right? That's great. Awesome. Ron, it's been so great to have you on the program and great to see you again.
Thank you, man.
Enjoyed the music so much. Skeets, great to have you. And we look forward. I'm glad it's not over. We're going to hear some more music right now. Play a few more tunes for us.
Okay.
All right. Welcome them back, folks.
This tune was written by a good friend of mine. Grew up with him in Memphis. His name's Don McNatt. And this is called Sliding in the Mud. Walking in the rain, sliding in the mud. Me and my old buds were feeling pretty good. Oh, we ran away from school to raise a little cane. Now we're sliding in the mud, walking in the rain. We were rolling in the gullies, playing in the bright red clay. And all the rain started falling down. Was that red clay with me? Cause I know there would be something, know there'd be a thrill to go sliding up and down that hill. We were walking in the rain, sliding in the mud. Me and my old bud were feeling pretty good. Oh, we ran away from school to raise a little cane. Now we're sliding in the mud and walking in the rain. Oh yeah. Oh, the rain couldn't rinse us off. The clay got down to our bones. Yes, it still stays with me. Just won't leave me alone. No. I know there would be something. I know there'd be a thrill. The girl slipped sliding up and down that hill. We were walking in the rain, sliding in the mud. Me and my old buds were feeling pretty good. Like we ran away from school to raise a little king. Now we're sliding in the mud and walking in the rain. We were walking, sliding in the mud, walking in the rain, sliding in the mud. We were walking in the rain, sliding in the mud, walking in the rain, sliding in the mud. Thank you. RC and the Nightshades had an album we released in 2014. It's called Snake Bit. And our lead guitar player, Lindsay Olive, wrote the chord changes to this. And he brought it in one night. He was going to make an instrumental out of it, you know, and we were going to play it. And I started thinking, man, I can write some words for that, you know. So anyway, that's how it developed. Lindsay came in with the chords, and I stuck some words to it. So. Skeets is going to do the intro on it.
We're going to make it up as we go. As we walked along the shore, beneath the Caribbean moon, hearing distant music floating on the wind, with the mesmerizing sound as the waves washed the lagoon. Without thinking, we were dancing in the sand. That magic moment lives forever. It's burned into my memory. Although I know it never happened, it's just my Caribbean dream.
magic moment lives forever. It's burned into my memory. Although I know it never happened, it's just my Caribbean dream. Thank you.
We would like to thank Ron Crowder and Skeets Pennington for being with us this evening. We also thank our volunteers for their help with our production each week. We give a very special thanks to Becky Alfrey for her work with our social media and the photography of Mr. Nick Lazaroff. Thank you all for listening to our webcast, watching us on YouTube Live, and those listening to us on the Red Barn network of stations. Thanks to WEKU, Red Barn Radio's official Eastern and Central Kentucky public radio partner. And folks, don't forget, you can also listen online at weku.fm. It's your chance to hear more great live Kentucky music from Red Barn Radio and WEKU. We also thank the members of our studio audience for supporting the mission of Red Barn Radio to present, promote, and preserve the rich musical tradition and artists of this Kentucky region and share the treasure with the world. Red Barn Radio comes to you from our home, the Arts Place Performance Hall in downtown Lexington, Kentucky. Our website has updates and further information on our guests and our program. We're on the web at redbarnradio.com. Tickets for Red Barn Radio are now available at eventbrite.com, Lexington. Next week here on the Red Barn stage, Bill Likens and Intentional Grass. His group embodies a unique combination of instrumental virtuosity and prolific talent, impressing audiences with not only their cutting-edge delivery, but also an impressive catalog of fresh and original material. Collectively, Bill Likens and Intentional Grass has an extensive resume of performance and recording experience with combined talent spanning some 50 years. Bill Likens and Intentional Grass. That's next week at 7 p.m. on the Red Barn stage. Once again, let's give it up for Ron Crowder and Skeets Pennington. I bet they got one more for us. All right. All right.
So one more. one summer day you went away, gone and left me. Yes, you've gone to stay. Well, you've gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Worked all the summer, yes, and all the fall, trying to please my little all in all. She's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Oh, go, man. Going down to the station, down to the yard, gonna catch me a freight train. Lord, this work's done got too hard, 'cause she's gone, and I don't worry, 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Long, 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 she's gone, and I don't worry, no, 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 'cause I'm sitting on top of the world. Thank you.
Well, that just about wraps up tonight's program, live from Arts Place Performance Hall in Lexington, Kentucky. You can see and hear Red Barn Radio worldwide as we stream live on the web on YouTube Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern in North America. Our program is also available on the WEKU app. Check out Red Barn Radio on demand. From all of us here to all of our friends worldwide now, it's our hope that you have a great week. Join us next week for another great evening of Kentucky music and conversation on Red Barn Radio.